So I have a simple question for you guys. Do you think that Paragus was a good dad? Or do you think that Paragus was a bad dad? Let me know in the comment section below, because this very question is a debate in the Dragon Ball community because we cannot come to a consensus on this. It isn't very clear. But at the end of this video, I will tell you my answer.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss a video. These are today's hashtag end of video squad winners. If you would like to join them, make sure to watch till the very end of this video. Drop your comment with the hashtag end of video squad for a chance to be featured in my next video. The time that Paragus and Broly spent on planet Vampa is a mystery. We really don't know much about what happened on this planet, besides the fact that Broly used to train with Paragus for how good that training would do him, and Broly had a pet in Ba. And we all know what happened with Ba, but if you don't remember, here is a small rendition.
Dad shot Ba's ear off with a gun, making it angry with him. And me. After that, Ba was never the same again.
Now, I already made a video talking about how important Ba was to Broly, and if you would like to watch that, I'm gonna have it in the description below and the top comment. There's some good stuff there, and it explains the depths of that relationship a lot more detailed than what I'm gonna go into in this video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that happened that we never got to see, but it is the only logical answer to what happened to Paragus's eye. This whole brilliant explanation is coming from an artist on Twitter and some art that he created regarding Broly and Paragus's relationship and an event that we, again, didn't get to see. Let me explain what happened. So, coming from that story, we have Broly being friends with Ba, and he is training with Ba. He has a really good rapport, a really good relationship with this animal, to the point where he is a pet, and Ba treats him as his master, and they are very close. They have a really keen friendship. But unfortunately for Broly and Ba, as soon as Paragus finds out about this relationship, he ends up shooting off one of Ba's ears. He shoots the ear off, the ear goes flying, and Broly explains it like this.
I decided to keep Ba's ear, to remember when we were friends.
You know, you don't have to do everything that guy tells you to do.
It's not right for you to say bad things about him. He is my dad.
Now, there are two things you can take from Broly's explanation in this entire scene. Number one, Broly had a lot of feelings for this animal, this pet, and once his ear got shut off, Ba was never the same again, meaning that more than likely, he really didn't like Broly and Paragus anymore, and he didn't want to be Broly's friend anymore, which probably tore Broly apart. The next thing is when Lemmo talks about how Broly doesn't have to do everything that Paragus tells him, and how Paragus is an awful father. Broly defends him and says that you shouldn't be talking ill of him, which is kind of weird, seeing as how the story is focused on Paragus, you know, maiming his pet. But I think that something else happens in this story, something that we don't get to see, that Broly feels a little bit guilty of, so he only knows it, and that's why he defends his old man right here. Let me explain. Broly is clutching Ba's ear. We all know that Broly ends up using this ear, skinning it, and wearing it around his waist so he can be close to Ba forever. And Paragus has just recently shot off Ba's ear because he doesn't want Broly to have that attachment. So Paragus still thinks he can control Broly at this point, and he tries to control him even further and demands for Broly to give him Ba's ear. This makes logical sense, seeing as how, again, Paragus didn't want this relationship at all, and Broly getting sort of triggered at the fact that Lemmo says that you don't have to do everything that your father tells you. So in that story, he didn't do what his father told him because his father demanded to get the ear back, but Broly refused, obviously because he still has it. So what ends up happening here? Well, this is where Goblimaoh 800/1400 on Twitter comes into play, because he is the arbiter. He is the writer of this lost canon, this story. And he put this on Twitter, a collab piece of artwork that he worked on with literally 20, and he made this whole scene. As you can see right here, we have the first awakening of Broly's Hikaru state, because he is pissed off that not only did Paragus, his father, shoot Ba's ear off, and now Ba is angry at Broly, but not only that, Paragus on top of it wants to take the ear away from Broly when Broly wants to keep it. Goblimaoh took a lot of inspiration from Rudo 830, which is a creator that I already covered on this channel. I'm gonna have a link to both these great artists' Twitter accounts in the description below and the top comment, but he created all this art where we see Dragon Ball from a certain character's point of view. He took that influence and made this lost canon scene where Paragus is seen trying to take the ear from Broly, and we see everything from Paragus's point of view. Now we finally get to the crux of this entire video, and that is what happens to Paragus's eye. Broly takes it out. More than likely, Paragus tries to take the ear by force and tries to grab it out of Broly's hand, so Broly doesn't have that attachment to that pet, an attachment that he just tried to sever, and Broly doesn't let go of the ear, starts going into Hikaru form, and then more than likely he blasts Paragus's eye, blinding him in that eye forever. Basically, Paragus maimed Broly's pet, and Broly ended up maiming Paragus, something that he sort of feels guilty about in this story, so that's why he defends his father when Lemmo starts talking crap about him. Even though this is entirely fan-made, and it is incredibly well fan-made anyway, I think that this is lost canon. This is something that we never got to see in Dragon Ball Super Broly, but it absolutely happened because all the dots lined up. Everything makes sense. In the original Broly, Broly ends up killing Paragus, and he doesn't do that in Dragon Ball Super Broly because before the events of the finale of Super Broly, Broly had already maimed Paragus, and that is why he is missing an eye. And after he lost that eye, he just let Broly keep that ear and realized that, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with Broly, and probably at that point he realized Broly's true power with the Hikaru form, and probably that led to the collar and trying to control him through electricity. So do I think that Paragus is a bad father? I've stated this before. Honestly, I don't. I think that he is a father that loved Broly 110% and would die for him, but at the same time, he realized Broly's true potential and he exploited it viciously, and that's not good at all. But at the same time, he loved him. 50-50. Parenthood is not easy. Anyway guys, if you made it to this point in the video, you are now part of the hashtag #EndOfVideo squad. Give yourselves a round of applause because you guys are fucking awesome. Today I'm going to be responding to Matthew Hoskins. I wonder if he was allowed to interfere in the living realm, and this is to King Kai, who used to be a great fighter. I think that only by the approval of all the Kais, probably the Supreme Kai, maybe even Whis and Zeno, only then was he allowed to interfere. And that's kind of just feeding into canon and non-canon, because it is said that all the Kais went and trapped Bojack, but that movie is not canon, and Bojack obviously was in the living realm. But I think that he mainly focused on afterlife opponents, demons, things like that. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.